Today's tech news moves fast, but understanding it shouldn't be hard. That's why Snarful Solutions Group brings you Connecting the Dots, where we break down what's happening in tech and why it matters to you. Now, let's dive in with your hosts.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Connecting the Dots. I am Alex.
And I am Morgan. It is so great to be here with you today.
We are coming to you live, as always, from the Snarful Solutions Group studios right here in beautiful Sacramento.
It is Friday, February 27, 2026. We have officially made it to the end of the week.
We did. And looking at the weather map this morning, it is a bit chaotic out there.
Yeah, it really is.
If you are, tuning in from the plains or the mid-Mississippi Valley, you need to keep a really sharp eye out today.
Right. We are seeing some really serious fire weather concerns developing in those areas.
It is unseasonably warm. It is incredibly dry. And those winds are picking up.
Which is just a very dangerous combination.
And that warm air is actually pushing right down into the southwest, too.
Yeah, they are hitting record warmth down there. It basically feels like summer already.
But then, of course, Mother Nature loves a plot twist.
Naturally.
We have a cold front dropping snow on the northern plains.
And across the Great Lakes.
So you could literally be sweating in shorts in Arizona and, shoveling snow in Michigan this weekend.
Typical spring transition chaos. But here in Sacramento...
Oh, we lucked out today.
We really did.
We had a little patchy fog this morning.
Which is clearing up nicely.
Exactly. We are looking at mostly sunny skies and a high of about 75 degrees.
You really cannot beat it. But while the weather is sunny here, the financial markets are looking a little bit cloudy today.
Let's check those Friday closing numbers.
The Dow Jones wasn't looking great. It closed down slightly, dropping about 258 points.
Landing right at 48,994.96.
And the S&P 500 was essentially flat, just down a hair, closing at 6,849.05.
What about the crypto side?
A tougher day there, too. Bitcoin is down nearly 2%.
Closing right around $66,148.
So a bit of a slow end to the week.
Which honestly just means we all need a little extra fuel to navigate the volatility.
Oh, absolutely. And that is exactly why we are powered by strong coffee this morning.
I am actually nursing my second cup right now.
Same here.
If you haven't tried this yet, you are truly missing out. It is a premium instant coffee, but you have to forget everything you think you know about instant coffee.
Right, because this tastes exactly like a traditional brew.
But it does so much more than just wake you up.
It is packed with 15 grams of protein.
Which is amazing. Plus it has MCTs.
And adaptogens like ashwagandha.
So you get this incredibly clean, sustained energy.
Completely without the jitters.
Visit strongcoffeecompany.com and use promo code SNARFUL for 20% off your entire purchase.
Definitely check that out. But now, let's open up the Morning Star.
Our Snarful Tech article report.
We have 3 massive stories for you today. The theme really seems to be scale.
Massive scale. We are looking at the physical hardware that powers AI, the newest creative software from Google, and the unbelievable amounts of money funding it all.
Our mission today is to take these dense industry shifts and break them down.
So you can understand exactly how they connect to your life, your business, and the broader economy.
And our first story is all about that heavy iron, the hardware.
Physical infrastructure of the internet.
The headline here is that Meta Platforms,
The parent company of Facebook and Instagram.
right, they have just struck a massive deal with AMD.
And the numbers on this are they're hard to comprehend.
We're looking at a deal potentially worth up to $100 billion.
$100 billion.
So Meta is buying AMD's newest AI chip
The MI450.
to power their sprawling data centers.
But it is the sheer scale of the energy agreement that is blowing my mind.
The 6 gigawatt agreement.
Yes. 6 gigawatts, with shipments starting in the second half of this year.
Let's pause on that, because when people hear the word gigawatts, they probably just think of sci-fi movies.
Right. It sounds like an abstract, made-up measurement.
But in real terms, think of a typical large-scale nuclear power plant.
Okay.
One of those reactors produces about 1 gigawatt of energy.
So this deal.
This deal represents enough computing power to consume the energy output of 6 nuclear reactors.
That is city-scale electricity.
Solely dedicated to running artificial intelligence.
It really shatters that illusion of the cloud, doesn't it?
Completely. The cloud is not ethereal. It is massive buildings full of hot silicon burning through staggering amounts of electricity.
But let's talk about the business side. Why AMD? Because NVIDIA has basically held a monopoly on AI chips for years.
They have. If you wanted to build an AI model, you paid the NVIDIA tax.
And Meta just did a huge deal with NVIDIA recently, too.
They did. They aren't cutting NVIDIA off.
But they are aggressively diversifying.
Exactly. They do not want to be locked into a single supplier forever.
And they are deeply incentivizing AMD to succeed here.
Right. The deal includes what is called a performance-based warrant.
Which sounds very high finance.
It does. But simply put, a warrant gives you the right to buy stock at a certain price later on.
So Meta is telling AMD, if these MI450 chips hit their technical milestones,
we get the right to buy up to 10% of AMD stock,
which is about 160 million shares.
It is a massive carrot dangling in front of AMD.
Win our business, break the NVIDIA monopoly, and we will literally own a piece of your success.
And the broader market loved the sound of it. AMD stock jumped nearly 9% on the news.
So for you, the listener, why does this corporate maneuvering actually matter?
It matters because of the trickle-down costs.
Right.
Building these superintelligence models that Meta is aiming for is astronomically expensive right now.
And those costs eventually get passed down to the businesses and consumers using the tools.
But if AMD can provide a viable, competitive alternative to NVIDIA,
the prices across the tech industry will eventually have to come down.
Exactly. It is like when a town only has one cable provider and then a fiber optic company moves in.
Suddenly everyone's bill gets a little cheaper and the service stabilizes.
Competition is fundamentally healthy for the whole ecosystem.
Speaking of a healthy ecosystem, let's look at the software side.
Google has a huge update today.
And I am honestly obsessed with the name of this product.
It is certainly memorable.
Google has launched their newest image generation model, and they are calling it Nano Banana 2.
Nano Banana 2.
It sounds like a toddler snack.
Or a really tiny fruit smoothie.
But underneath that fun branding, this is serious, heavyweight tech.
Technically, under the hood, it is called Gemini 3.1 Flash Image.
And the big news is that it is now the default model everywhere.
If you use the Gemini app or Google search across 141 countries,
or even Google Lens,
you are now using Nano Banana 2.
It is not a beta test. It is the main engine.
So what makes it so special, aside from the quirky name?
Well, usually with AI images, you have to make a choice between speed and quality.
Right. It is either fast but blurry, or it takes forever but looks great.
But Google says Nano Banana 2 gives you both.
It is much faster than their previous Pro models, but it keeps that high fidelity.
We're talking about generating images from 512 pixels all the way up to full 4K resolution.
4K generation is incredible for professional creators.
But there are two specific features here that completely change the game for regular users.
Let's talk about the first one. Consistency.
Yes, the notorious dream logic problem.
Exactly. In older models, if you ask for a character,
say a pirate wearing a green hat,
and then in your next prompt, you ask for that same pirate eating an apple,
suddenly his hat is red, or he has no beard.
He looks like a completely different person.
Nano Banana 2 finally fixes that. It can maintain perfect consistency for up to 5 different characters.
And it can track 14 distinct objects in a single workflow.
Which is huge if you are a storyteller.
If you are trying to write a children's book or make a storyboard for a video,
your main character will actually look the same on page 10 as they did on page 1.
It officially turns AI from a novelty toy into a reliable production asset.
And then there is the second major feature.
Text rendering.
Finally.
I know. We've all struggled with this for years.
You ask an AI to make a simple birthday card, and the text looks like alien hieroglyphics.
Just a jumbled mess of random letters.
Because the older models did not actually understand language, they were just painting shapes that kind of looked like letters.
But Nano Banana 2 has cracked the code.
It can actually write legible, correctly spelled text right inside the image.
Think about what this means for a small business owner.
You need a promotional banner for a weekend sale.
You don't have a graphic designer on staff and you don't know Photoshop.
You just tell the AI, make a banner for my coffee shop that says half off lattes.
And it generates a professional, highly readable asset in seconds.
It democratizes design in a really powerful way.
But we do have to address the flip side of that power.
Because when tools get this good and this accessible, people rightfully worry about misinformation.
Right. How do we know what is an actual photograph anymore?
Google is building safeguards right into the foundation of the model.
They are using Synth-D watermarking
and C2PA credentials.
Let's explain that C2PA part because it sounds like alphabet soup.
It really does.
Think of it as a digital chain of custody or a nutrition label for your image file.
Okay. It embeds a hidden digital fingerprint directly into the file.
so you cannot see it with your naked eye.
But software programs and social media platforms can read it instantly.
And it essentially tells them, this image was generated by AI.
It provides transparency, so you know you are looking at a Nano Banana creation and not a real photo.
I am so glad they're making that standard.
It is absolutely necessary moving forward.
All right, let's move on to our third and final story.
And if you thought the meta numbers were big, just brace yourself.
We are talking about historic, almost unprecedented amounts of money.
OpenAI has just closed a new funding round.
For $110 billion.
$110 billion, which pushes their valuation.
Their pre-money valuation.
Right. It pushes it to a staggering $730 billion.
That number is almost meaningless to the human brain.
To give you some context, $730 billion makes OpenAI larger than the entire GDP of Switzerland.
It makes them larger than the market cap of Tesla.
For a single private company, the level of faith from investors is just unheard of. And the list of who is actually writing these checks is fascinating.
Amazon is leading the pack, putting in $50 billion.
NVIDIA is putting in $30 billion.
And SoftBank is adding another $30 billion.
But that Amazon investment is the real plot twist here.
It really is purely because of Microsoft's historical role.
Microsoft has essentially been OpenAI's main backer since 2019.
They have poured billions in, and they host OpenAI on their Azure cloud servers.
And Amazon is Microsoft's biggest, fiercest rival in the cloud computing space.
Exactly. So Amazon swooping in with $50 billion completely changes the dynamic.
OpenAI released a statement saying their partnership with Microsoft remains strong and central.
Which, of course, they have to say that publicly.
But taking $50 billion from your main partner's biggest rival is a massive pivot.
Amazon is actively expanding their AWS relationship with OpenAI.
They are putting in $15 billion right now and another $35 billion later.
It proves that OpenAI is trying to become platform agnostic. They do not want to rely solely on Microsoft forever.
But from Amazon's perspective, why fund a company so deeply tied to your rival?
Fear of missing out. It all comes down to the user base.
The adoption rate is just staggering.
ChatGPT currently has 900 million weekly active users.
900 million people using it every single week.
That is a fundamental shift in how humanity interacts with information.
So if you are Amazon or NVIDIA or SoftBank,
you look at those usage numbers and you realize this is the next industrial revolution.
You simply cannot afford to sit on the sidelines.
Even if it means investing alongside your biggest corporate rivals, you have to be in the deal.
They are betting that artificial intelligence is the foundation of the future economy, period.
If you do not own a piece of that base layer of intelligence, you risk becoming irrelevant.
It is incredible to watch all these pieces connect today.
It really is.
We have Meta buying up massive amounts of AMD chips to build the physical body.
We have Google refining tools like Nano Banana 2 to give everyone access to the senses.
And we have OpenAI gathering a sovereign-level war chest of cash to build the brain.
The scale of technology is just accelerating faster than ever before.
It is a lot to take in.
Right.
Now, before we recap and let you get on with your Friday, we have to mention our sponsor, Old Glory.
Yes. If you have a music or sports fan in your life, you need to check them out.
Or if you're the techie friend who wants to look a little cooler.
Old Glory is an iconic merch store. They have incredible band t-shirts, sports gear, you name it.
Just really great stuff.
You can visit oldglory.com and use the promo code SNARFL at checkout.
That is snarful.
For 15% off your entire purchase.
Definitely take advantage of that.
So let's quickly recap the dots we connected today.
First, the massive hardware shift.
Meta is actively shaking up NVIDIA's monopoly by securing a $100 billion chip deal with AMD.
Second, the creative software evolution.
Google's Nano Banana 2 is bringing 4K image generation and perfect text rendering to everyone.
And finally, the financial fuel driving all of this.
OpenAI is securing a historic $110 billion in funding from tech giants like Amazon.
It all points to one thing. The tools we use every day are about to get exponentially smarter.
And that leaves us with one final provocative thought to mull over this weekend.
As these massive corporations build out their own power grids, their own hardware, and their own multi-billion-dollar superintelligence,
who's actually going to govern it all when it finally arrives?
It is a question we are going to have to answer very soon.
Absolutely.
We're here to help at Snarful, so reach out on our website if you have any more questions.
That's a wrap on today's top stories. Remember, tech doesn't have to be complicated, and we're here to help connect the dots. If you've got questions or want to learn more, visit us at snarful.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.